Hello. Isaiah 53 verses 4, 5 and 6 seem to link healing to the work of Christ on the cross. We're told that he himself bore our sicknesses and carried our pains, but we in turn regarded him stricken and struck down by God and afflicted. He was pierced because of our transgressions and crushed because of our iniquities. Punishment for our peace was upon him, and we are healed by his wounds. We all, like sheep, have gone astray and turned each one to his own way, but the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. I want to share this morning about the subject of sickness, particularly in this time of COVID-19. There are a lot of people that promote that God is bound by his word to heal everybody, and that no sickness is permissible within the, particularly in the realm of Christianity itself, based on the verses which I read to you this morning. But I think it's very clear also that there are times when God doesn't heal. And we have to, as Christians, say, well, what can we do in situations like that? Has God rejected us? Is there any help for us? And I was thinking about Isaiah 40, where it says, he gives a strength to the weary, and if we're laid low, that God will lift us up, and that he will enable us to have grace for every day. In the Bible that I have been using for some of these thoughts, there's this little sort of side note that says this. Clearly the scriptures reveal that God is able and willing to heal the sickness of his people. He healed men and women in the Old Testament times and New Testament too. One of God's Old Testament names is Jehovah Rophi, which means the Lord who heals. And in the book of James, we're told that we're encouraged to pray for one another that we might be healed. And when serious sickness afflicts us, we ought to seek all legitimate means of healing, beginning first by inviting those who represent the local church to pray for us and anoint us with oil, as in James 5. But medical advice also needs to be sought. It's not a lack of faith to seek medical help when sick, even when you've been prayed for by the leaders of the church. But what happens when sickness continues and healing doesn't come? God is able to be with us in those situations too. It's clear that God doesn't always heal, and I've noticed a real lack of some of the proponents of God always healing at this time of COVID-19. Many of those preachers have gone quiet, as it were. They haven't been going to the intensive care units of our hospital. They haven't been going from one city to another, praying for people and seeing miraculous healing, Christian or non-Christian. It's almost as though they're sort of keeping quiet just at the moment, because what happens in practice is not necessarily fitting in with their sort of current situation. But I believe that God is able to be with us in those times of trouble, and his grace, we're told in Corinthians, aren't we, is sufficient for us, and his power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, Paul says that he will boast all the more gladly about his weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest upon him. So whatever your situation, whether you're enjoying full health or whether you're in sickness, be sure that God is with you and that his grace is sufficient for you.